And just a little bit of a heads up, this is going to be one of those videos where first worlders, particularly first world Marxists, get a little bit upset at me. Now, this is something I've wanted to do for a little while, and it's something that I'm going to sit down and write out a proper line on. But for now, I'm just going to give my initial thoughts. I don't like social justice warriors, and I don't like the social justice movement. And there's very clear reasons. Obviously, I'm not against people being liberated or ending forms of oppression. My problem is this: social justice warriors. What is justice? Justice is the idea of compensation or correction that is put forward by a constituted authority in a given place. And this place is capitalism. In capitalism, compensation or correction of anything that's wrong is done within the framework of capitalism, because this is all occurring within the context of a capitalist system. So it is the production of ramps for people to use wheelchairs to get into a place. It is the production of medical services, particularly in the field of mental health. Now, here's the problem. In the context of capitalism, most of the mental illnesses we suffer are caused by capitalism itself, primarily linking to alienation. Now, obviously, I don't have the time to go into an entire explanation as to why, alienation causes so many mental illnesses, but we're going to leave it at that because we are proceeding from the premises that we're Marxists. So essentially, it's a band-aid on top of a gaping wound that the system itself is causing, meaning we're within the context of struggling for justice inside capitalism. We're essentially never going to actually tackle the problem itself. We're just going to put band-aids on things. And that's all they're striving for. Social justice warriors don't want revolution. They want band-aid solutions within the context of a capitalist system, which in the end won't accomplish anything. I'm not saying don't get mental health services. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying understand where these things come from, and then you have to tackle an entire system that causes that problem. Now let me go back to the example of the ramp. In capitalism, everything, including the concrete that makes up the ramp, comes from the economic system and the global system of exploitation that we actually have. Again, the production of use values for their exchange value and all the other contradictions that come up as a result of capitalist commodity production. And when we do that, we only exacerbate a problem in the third world by dragging even more resources away from it. Am I saying that people who are in wheelchairs shouldn't have ramps? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying understand what it is in the context of the system that we have. If we are to really help the disabled, or to really tackle real problems, we have to get rid of the system causing the problem itself. What we need is a system that produces use values for their use and not for exchange, so we can avoid problems like that inherently stem from a global system of exploitation. And a lot of these things come often at the expense of value stolen from the third world, which just leads to worse third world conditions. So first world people are suffering because of the system that they have and are extracting more value from the third world to take care of the problems that are caused by their system in the first world, which they won't overthrow because they're not inherently revolutionary. So you can see where the whole third worldist thing actually comes in from that. And those are my initial thoughts about social justice warriors and the whole social justice movement. They don't challenge anything. I mean, let's even look at the whole, Gamergate thing. Okay, regardless of what side you're on, if we're going to presuppose that there actually is a problem, within the context of a capitalist free market, can we actually tackle the problem? No. So it means even if we're presupposing that the problem exists, which it actually does, I'm just saying that for the sake of argument, it can't be taken care of. So you would have to inhibit the profit motive, you would have to inhibit all kinds of free market mechanisms in order to take care of the problem. So again, the social justice movement within the context of capitalism can't do the job that it claims that it wants to do. And I'm sure it does want to do it. but given the way they perform and the system in which they exist, a system which they will not challenge because they are not revolutionary. They're only asking for tiny concessions. Inherently, the social justice warrior movement then becomes reactionary itself. First world people need to radicalize. Social justice warriors need to radicalize along a line of abolishing a system that causes the problems to begin with, not merely going on Tumblr and complaining about things.